Hello and welcome to my gaming experience. I'm Sword Rush, and this is Minecraft. Well, I've played this game for a long time now, and this is one of the larger projects that I've done. You can see there's kind of a bit out here right now. You can see the Sphinx right here. It's pretty accurate, other than its rather hideous mug. I beat it a few too many times with the ugly stick, so it's not quite perfect, but it's fairly accurate. It's about the right size. It's just that the main attraction here is this giant pyramid, which I've taken a very long time to build. I had a lot of help collecting all the resources for it, but pretty much the construction on the outside and inside has been mostly due to me. So let me go ahead and get to the top of this pyramid here, and I can go ahead and explain a little bit more about the size and whatnot. Okay, so here we go. We're at the top of the pyramid now. You can see the surrounding area is mostly just desert. We really didn't want any interruptions here. Actually, we're very, very far out. Let me see if I can't. Let's see. Yep, there you go. Negative 2,900, 7,000. So we're really far out here, and you can see there's the Sphinx over there in our town of helpers. Yeah, those people. They have their city over there, and a smaller pyramid with the end portal over there. Now, this pyramid is actually 100 by 100 blocks at the base. It's massive, which means we're about 50 blocks up right now. And I can't tell you, it's the space inside of here. Well, you can see it for yourself. There's so much space inside of here. It's massive. I still have trouble filling in space. Actually, I haven't filled in all the space inside of the pyramid yet. So it's something I'm still working on, but I can never quite get there. Okay, so here we are back at the bottom. You can see right here, this is actually a password key. So if you knew the password for the pyramid, then you could open it. Well, I'm not going to bother with that right now. We're just going to go straight into the pyramid. The first part of this entrance to the pyramid is actually supposed to mimic kind of what the Great Pyramid of Giza actually has in it, which is a long stairwell, followed by a hallway into the King's Chamber, if I remember correctly. But we have a bunch of differences here, obviously. So this, sort of chamber right here reaches from the very bottom of the pyramid all the way to the tippy top. You can't see it because it's dark, but that is the very top right up there. And now we'll get into the King's Chamber right here. So it obviously doesn't look exactly the same as it does in the real pyramid, but I wanted to make it sort of authentic, at least as far as there being a sarcophagus. But there's a secret button here which will open us into secret passage underneath us. Now, if we just wait here a little bit, we will actually fall through the floor into Area 1, as so I've called it, which is really where a lot of the living quarters, but mostly resource collecting happens, at least in terms of food. Because I wanted players to be able to actually live inside of the pyramid. There we go. And now we fall down into this small chamber. You can see right there the pistons help hold that block into place and then pull it out at the right time. I'm sorry it's so slow, but first things first, we will come to the Husbandry Pyramid right here. You can, obviously, there's a lot of animals, because you can get a lot of food from these animals. I've killed so many cows, it's ridiculous. And then there's also this pyramid, which has all the crops in it. They're laid out pretty miserably, but honestly, I'm the only one living in here, so who cares? Let's continue on. We passed that stairwell, so let's go back to that stairwell and head up into one of the sort of aesthetically pleasing rooms. It's a half, it's a half pyramid cut diagonally, and you can see sort of sculptures right here with a small pond. I was going to put a bridge, but I could never get it to look right, so you mostly just hop over it and go back to the other stairwell. We will be back into that pyramid, or that half pyramid, here in a little bit. But first, we are going to look at the tree pyramid right here, which is the third of the pyramids that I built in order to gather resources. But funny enough, this one actually never made it. Let me give you a good look at that tree there. This tree was actually the first tree that I built in this room, or that I planted in this room. And my intention was to cut it down in order to get the wood that I needed to burn things, furnaces and whatnot. But what ended up happening is that it it looked so gorgeous. I couldn't bear to cut it down. It just fits inside of this room so perfectly. And I'll never cut it down. It'll always be there. But let's continue on. So there's secret passages crisscrossing everywhere inside this pyramid. This is one of them right here. There's a number of these. That's the exit. That's the entrance to the pyramid. So basically, all of these secret passages allow you to kind of exit or go around whenever you want to, in and out between the different areas. But right now, we will see the secret entrance to, well, we won't see it, but here's another passcode. It's fairly complex, and it'll open up a secret door in this room to allow you to go to Area 3. So right now, I will just show you the hint that I give for this password, but nobody's figured it out yet, and I don't really expect anyone to. I don't know that it's all that great of a hint, but it's a hint nonetheless. Okay, here we are back in the half pyramid, and what you may not have noticed while I was walking around over here is that there's actually a secret switch right here. You can barely see it just because of the positioning of it, but it opens up a secret door to Area 2, which is really where the heavy resource gathering, particularly cutting down trees, and also let's go over here to the furnace room where I cut down things and also have a cobblestone generator. So this is one of the smallest cobblestone generators that I've ever seen. As far as consistently giving the quickest amount of resources in any given time, I can always try to find a link to where I saw it, where I saw the design for it, but right now that's just what we'll just settle on that. But wherever you see these carpets here, that was laid by my helper to signify sort of a bedroom or a bed or something like that. But let us go around over to the amphitheater, which I was sort of silly. I wasn't sure what to really put into all this space, so I just kind of made up things as I went. And this right here, this room is the amphitheater. So I really liked the look of how all these blocks ended up lining out. So I decided that this was sort of stadium seating with a stage right here. So if you wanted to hold a play or something, then you'd certainly... Wow, wait a second. That torch up there is totally off center. What the heck? Oh, I gotta fix that later. Oh, that'll bother me forever. I don't know why I haven't noticed it before. But let's go over here. There's another little bedroom down there, and a little bedroom right here, but the very top of the pyramid is where we'll go next. So right up to the top of this is right here. That is the very top of the pyramid, and you can see there's still a ton of empty space inside of this pyramid. I have so much space I don't know what to do with it. And I'd like to use more of it, but I don't have the time to build everything in here, so it kind of ends up getting left undone. Okay, so here's the tree room. This is a dark oak that I cut down and used for fuel in the furnaces, but right behind it is a storage room right here. Now, everything is scattered around this room, and it's really badly mismanaged right now, but if this room was actually set up correctly, then the secret entrance would not be shown. You would just see this chest here with a lever, but right now I have the lever set up so that we can get easily into Area 3. And Area 3 is really the best. It's the one that I've spent the most work on, laying out and trying to figure out how to make it look really good. And that's just because it's sort of the throne room for the pyramid. And so originally I was going to make it into a Stargate, but the end portals I couldn't get it to work out correctly. But here's the mechanism that opens that small block underneath the King's Room. So the King's Room is actually right here, but that hallway where I fell down into Area 1 is right here, and this mechanism right here is mostly just a horizontal piston array, which it's pretty complex, and I totally spent way too much time making it, and I probably could have made something much simpler, but it is what it is. So here is the throne room, and as you can see, I've spent a lot of time collecting all of these bookcases, which I think I've killed enough cows now that my nickname probably should be Leatherface. And this is pretty much the best look in the pyramid, really. Oh, there's one other thing. Let me go back to the entrance. We are back in the entranceway. I showed you this before. It's the top and the bottom. But if we fall down here, down to this bottom spot, this is actually what I've named the Labyrinth Level. You can see right there. It is not finished, but effectively my goal here was to make a series of labyrinths that you could make your way through if you wanted to. So this one is the beginner's one. It's very simple. There's not much to it. It's just a bunch of different passages, and hopefully you make it all the way through. Where this one is a medium, supposed to be a medium labyrinth with actual puzzles to solve, and the hallways are fairly narrow, and I actually really like this look, but there's just different secrets and trying to solve puzzles to be able to get through it. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this this tour of the pyramid that I built. I wanted to also, in conclusion, mention that this is all done in vanilla survival. So all of these resources were collected by hand, and they were placed by hand, and thankfully there was only one death in the building of this pyramid, and it wasn't me, it was my helper. They fell off and died tragically. I laughed a little bit. But in any case, I will see you all next time, and bye-bye.
Our hero has returned to Egypt in order to solve the riddle of the Sphinx. And now that he has successfully opened the door into the pyramid, that mysterious place of spirits, he will endanger his life to the ancient ones of Egypt in order to rescue their treasure from their dead grasp. And now, entering Pharaoh's tomb, he climbs the stairs and digs into an empty chest with a book and quill that reads, "Hey, wait a second. What?